the place to be right here. If you want it fun, motoring fun, this is it. I'm gonna go ripping by here.
Are you guys almost ready? We've got our Subarus right over here, and you'll see.
In this video, you travel with my dad and I to Dalton, New Hampshire. You see the Airbnb house we stay in, and then we travel and meet up with Koo, the marketing strategist for Tim ONeil, and we get to see the property, and Tim ONeil, the founder of the school and property, shows up, takes us for a ride around the property and get to know it a little bit before we attend their 5-day rally school. I must preface that the day early thing where we get a tour, that was some stuff we planned ahead of time. This is not a part of the 5-day rally school, and there's a couple different events before and after this 5-day rally school that we attended that were a little bit extra just for some content and to fulfill some of the ideas I had to share with you guys and tell the story of kind of what's going on to get you interested and tell the fun story of everything going on. But I have a long road ahead of me before I kind of get fully immersed into it, so this is just the beginning of chasing that dream of learning how to drive rally. A left 4, don't cut, 200, right 3. Propane tank, little bench. Sweet, we are spoiled. For this trip, I bought DJI FPV drone.
I crash.
You went too high.
What?
So your throttle is your left side.
Gimbal.
So hold it back.
Ah! Ah!
We have a short little drive from Bethlehem to Dalton area. You can see some of the views, and then we link up with Koo, the marketing strategist, and who accompanies us this whole entire trip. A lot of suspense built up over 2 days, a lot of travel. Koo's just gonna dive right into it and take us around.
Cleaning up some of this stuff, but we've got our Subarus right over here. And you'll see a government course too. So the government clients will be using that stuff to do the off-roading. Then over there you'll see the Fiesta lineup. The Fiesta ST is that green one. And then over here we've got our BMWs, which are our rear-wheel drive platforms. Front wheel drive on day 1, day 2, and then in day 2 you'll also swap over to the all-wheel drive platform, and then in day 3 it'll be kind of a flip after you've been getting comfortable with the all-wheel drive, flip back to front wheel drive. To me, in my experience, when I did it, when I went through the course, that was the moment of like everything clicked, because I was struggling with the all-wheel drive, I was struggling with the front wheel drive at first, and then all of a sudden when we made the switch back to the all-wheel drive, my body stopped thinking so much and I went into feeling, and like that's just where everything clicked. It was like, oh, I'm not thinking about all the instructions, all the commands anymore. I'm just like feeling the car, and my body started realizing what to do. You'll also get into the BMWs that you guys will be getting into, and then we'll go into the STs and the WRXs.
They ever take a tree?
They do. They rocks over here.
So new fenders and things like that are probably not uncommon?
Yeah.
In this clip you're about to see of Tim ONeil, the founder of the rally school, pull in to meet up with us, I realized something. Definitely across the board, some of my favorite people to be around in life and in motorsports, and I would say in my super tight, close friend group, it's literally every single one of them are like this. When there's a situation where you maybe don't know the person, or you're supposed to, it's implied that you need to control yourself behind the wheel, they fail every time. And what I mean by that, when Tim pulls up, you see him turn his left. He doesn't just turn left smoothly. He doesn't even know me yet. He doesn't know my dad yet. But he can't control himself. And it was at that moment I was like, me and this guy are gonna get along. You'll watch the story unfold, and that was very much true, and had an unforgettable week. It's the tiniest little things for me that I pick up on that I'm like, yep, but let me roll the clip. So I hear you're the guy.
I'm late. Cameron,
I think it's
Chris says you're a good guy. I don't believe it.
That's my dad, Duane.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thanks.
What did you call that?
Oh, the galloping horses? And the big old American V8s, and especially with the AMC. Got into driving and only got into racing. I worked on airplanes in the Air Force, but I was interested in the technology. Working for my buddy on his race car, and then it was the mechanics race. And so I was like, oh, I'll do that, yeah. So I went around about 20 times and came back in. They said, go get your trophy. I'm like, why? You just won. I'm like, how'd I do that? Well, you passed everybody at least once. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the idea. Pass as many people as you can. Yeah. So all my mechanic buddies talked me into going racing. So I built my own stock car and did that. But this came from a magazine article, Car and Driver, or Road and I seen one in a magazine. I looked at it, and it was a rally version. It was a street version, a road race version, and a rally version. I'm like, oh, what? Showing it go through a mud puddle about 80. I'm like, what is this? So dealer mechanic boy, once I got a hold of that, man, that was it. I sold everything, moved to Burlington, nothing. I haven't thought about anything but rally cars ever since. Total sickness, major issues. And then years and years of being, have my own garage and winning a lot of rallies, and Volkswagen and Mitsubishi and Mazda and Ford now. And I decided I didn't want to be a mechanic anymore, and so I wanted to do this. So that's kind of how it all started. The real magic, the cars, the course, the curriculum. All right, so I got to ask you questions.
Okay.
What's your interest? Why are you here?
I like to go fast, and rally seems more fun than all the other types of racing out there. Terrain, I grew up in Yuma, where I grew up sliding you know, 2-seater razors on gravel dirt roads next to a canal that was a 40-foot drop. So I don't know, just more adrenaline, I guess. Is that similar to you?
Well, for me, yeah, the challenge. It's difficult.
Right.
I don't do things that are easy. I get bored easy, I guess. So it's the hardest thing I've ever tried. If anything I can master, I'd kind of, I'd do it for a while, master. I was the early ADD guy. So that's why I'm still doing this. I still haven't mastered it. Take the Subaru with a big coffee can.
Yeah, then
See, this is the biggest problem I have now. You can't decide which car you want to drive next. I'm a fairly dangerous individual. A whole fleet. Oh, I hate to leave that car just sitting there. I have a little love problem. My love interest is old and heavy. But so am I. So what do you think? All right, you got the Razor thing. That's rear-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Is that something you're interested in?
Yes, but I'm more all-wheel drive.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Crutches. He needs crutches. Oh, you can't drive my AMC, but I'll give you a ride in it. That was so sick. Down here on the left, see where it says entrance, you drove in, and then there's the motorsport shop. As you get better, which is every day you're here, you try new roads, new challenges. Cheesehead Subaru. Okay, so we have two fleets. We got the green, the original fleet was green, that looked like that. That's like a Euro front end. They all came from Europe and they couldn't be sold, they couldn't be registered, so I wore them out. Not me, guys like you wore them out. And then we've upgraded them to have a newer front end, and now they're white, and so we have two fleets. Wash our cars here, we have a little hoist here, and then we lift the cars up and wash them on a cement pad. Used to be just outside in the snowbank. And we have tractors. This is cool. We have 4 tractors now. They all have York brakes and blades. It's very impressive fleet. All the equipment that we need, mostly maintain roads. We have a few other people that are really good at building roads, and so we've let other people build roads and we just maintain them. But that's where we do the maintenance, like when at the end of your first day, you come and when you're done driving, say 3:30 or so, first start off, everybody sits in the classroom for a few minutes. So you do the slalom, you turn around, you wait till the last car is cleared, you do the slalom, you come back here, wait till the last car is cleared, and you go back and forth. And when you can get to the point where you're not hitting cones and you're not crashing your car or getting flat tires or anything else, then we move on. And as this corner tightens up, you know, decreasing in radius, you can't see it, and you have to, you know, let off the gas and brake a little bit, and you have to do a few different things. A lot of people wait to see the corner and then they try to fix it. Well, it's too late. Uphill and downhill turns. So this is a little different. When you're going uphill, you lift off the gas more. When you're going downhill, you brake earlier and softer and turn in earlier. Sure, you're getting pretty good. By this time, you're on the 3rd day, and then you link corners together, like you come flying up here and you go left into this hairpin right. This would be like your 4th day. You'd be coming up here, and you know, the cars aren't real rally cars, they're training cars, so you're probably only doing about 50 miles an hour up here, which is pretty quick when you're trying to go fast on a dirt road. 50 miles an hour seems slow on the highway, but around here the roads are very tricky and challenging. So you come flying up here, and then you got to turn left, blind left, down over there. That's called the Brook Road. It goes, you know, it's got a series of turns and crests and then a turn. So the crest and turn combinations are quite challenging for most. I would say when you start getting good car control, then learning to change up and read roads are very important. Here's a turn and then a crest, but the other way is a crest and a turn. Here's a turn over the crest. This is, you know, maybe not as difficult. The most difficult is a crest before a turn. Here's a good one right here. come screaming down here, and then there's a hairpin right over a blind crest. So, you know, you can pendulum turn it, you can trail brake it, you can hand brake it, but you don't get to see it until it's too late. We have banks and berms we hit. We have, we can go do a little research out here. These roads are built from this. Oh, there's the black trailer. This is me doing my inventory. We have drift cars, Mustangs, and Nissans, and BMWs. So the first cars were the Golf. The first front-wheel drive cars right there. There's 2 of them babies. And then the old Quattros. They have had some love. Mostly beatings, but some love.
You a big drift guy or not?
No,
really?
not at all. I encouraged and I support and I fund and I help encourage, but no, the other guys, I said, you guys do that. You want to do that? You do that. Fleet of police cars for those that like that sort of thing. Am I boring you yet?
No, I'm on cloud 9.
This is the place to be right here. If you want it fun, motoring fun, this is it. Koo told me you want to get some pictures of the car. Are you going to ride with me, really?
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that? Have you learned your navigation? Have you learned anything yet?
I know as much as I do
rookie.
from video games.
A rookie. Oh, that's good. No, that does help. That's another one of those examples. But it's a nice ride. You guys good back there?
Yep.
Yeah.
This thing is pretty smooth.
Well, I think the Jeep is nice. It's probably doing it at one. Maybe we just aren't going fast enough. A little quicker, maybe it might prove to be. This is our off-road training area. We start everybody off, when we do off-road driving, it's mostly security guys. We're starting to do it with everybody, but you've got to start off that crawl, walk, run, just like we do with the rally training. So we start you off on this little road, and you learn, you know, downhill, uphill, over crests, in ditches, mud puddles, side tilts, different angles, different challenges for beginning off-road. And then we go to the next station, which has bigger challenges and more difficult, and to the point where we have it so if you don't pay attention and you don't do what the lesson plan is, then you get stuck. And you're going to get the instructor out and get you unstuck. Everybody has a boneyard. Here we go. You think it's all easy, tough being us? There was a Fiesta there for a while, but now it looks a little bit more mixed up. So this is the north end area. I think this is where we might go for a little fun ride. So this is the same idea as what the south end is. This is just the opposite. So this is like the day 5 stuff. You come flying down here, do a hairpin turn. This is what you need if you want to learn this stuff, right? You don't want an open area, flat area. You need off-road trails. I didn't show you that. Oh, sorry. I'm going a little too quick for our tour. You can tell me to slow down if you want. Up here is the slalom and the skid pad. So what I needed was, the slalom down there was a little small. I was doing some engineering stuff, some simulator stuff, and they needed a bigger skid pad. So you could do like 50 miles an hour sideways around here. So, but the problem up here is there's no flat spot. In order for me to make a flat spot, I had to blast the mountain. So this is my homemade flat spot.
Is this where Ken Block and them guys did all those videos?
Just recently,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is nice and high and dry. You see the angle, everything. This thing. So yes, big slalom, right? You're learning, you're skidding, you're sliding. Oh my, it's a little muddy. And you come up here, and you finished your run. You chill out. Okay, yeah, I did this, I did that. And you usually go this way. Turn around, and like I said, this is where you're not racing so much when the first day or so. You just need the time to dissect what you just did and what you need to do next time and what you learn, and you wait till the last car clears. And usually, how many people are going to be here this week?
12.
So you might have 5 or 6 cars coming, and you know, now you're going back at it. hot. This is nice. I like this because of the view. And here's the north entrance. I'm not sure, were you going to have them up here or the south end?
I think it's going to be the south end.
Yeah. And you got to have a pond. That pond, water drains from the center of the skid pad into that pond. Any water from this road goes into that pond, so it's a legal, engineered out system. This is a nice little cedar cabin. Very nice. So yeah, so we combine, we'll come down here, and by this time you're pretty good at trail braking and braking in the turn, so you come down here and you trail brake this once and try to pendulum it once, and you try all the different vehicle types. And this you can loop back up there, right over a crest, okay? This one, maybe I'd be way over here and start turning and get it all straight, so right here we fly and land here. And you need to be able to listen well, and a lot of drivers can't do that. And so they just go visual. When you're visually navigating, it's a big problem. By the time you actually see the corner, it's too late. I try to have like 2 or 3 of every kind of corner. This is a good one here. Crest, and then a turn right. By the time you see this turn, you brake, you're over there, in there. We have rally sprints here, and they end up going off that corner all the time. And this one here will take you out downhill, decreasing radius. Wreckage. Do you want to go to the top of the mountain? Just going up here just to give you a little sight, and we might see Mount Washington if it's nice out. It seems like it's perfect day for it. Mount Washington, and that's Cannon Mountain. So when you came up through the notch, Franconia Notch on Interstate, and what do we have here? We have an engine box, and we have another big tent for miscellaneous stuff. And here we have cars that have been wrecked and are waiting for body work. Whoa, that thing is nice. Boy, this young. You know how many Subarus I beat 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
A lot. So you got a little tour of both ends, and we went over the mountain. See if we can scam up some lunch.
Yeah.
And I can basically.
Just in case you're wondering, we can go home. I'm happy.
You're
That's
done?
all I needed. You're my new pal.
Look at your fuzzy little friend.